All right, y'all. Hi. Um, I grew up around alcoholism, for sure. It's kind of wild I can even say that, because for a long time, that was a deep, dark secret. Um, in the meantime, I've been through Alanon lots of years, learned a lot there, processed a lot there. But I was thinking about this morning, I'm thinking about how alcoholism affected me. And I'd never quite thought about it this way so clearly, which is that it's so black and white. I think it teaches us to think in a black and white way, on or off, crazy, not crazy, good, bad. You hear about this in, psychology, personality disorders, splitting, black and white thinking. And you also hear about the opposite in spiritual circles, the middle path, the grays. And in my own life, I can definitely see back in the day how this developed. And all the ways that it actually didn't get battled. It got entrenched, this black and white way of thinking, and almost as a defense mechanism, as the way that I could make it through without getting overwhelmed. Because the grays are complex and difficult, and you need a more mature kind of processing ability up here to be able to process stuff that way. And we as parents are supposed to kind of help our kids learn how to do that. Because early on, I know with my kids, they don't do that. It's very black and white, very off and on. But for me, it was, it's an assessment that happens of an alcoholic, what state they're in. And it matters very much. It can be a matter of safety. It can be a matter of pain. It can be a matter of how cut off is this interaction going to be? Is this interaction even worth having? This is all in the assessment, and it happens with all kinds of things. But with alcohol, it's, are they drunk or not? It's pretty simple. And that's why it's on-off. If they're drunk, they're one way. If they're not drunk, they're another way. Now, that another way when they're not drunk has its own problems. But when they are drunk, most of the time, definitely a problem. Okay? It can just be that they're absent, or it can be that they're violent, or it can be that they're angry and verbally abusive. It can be a mixture, or it can make them incredibly unpredictable suddenly. Huge shift in some people being drunk and being not drunk is a massive difference. It's not the same person. So it's confusing as hell. Unless you adopt a really black and white way of seeing things with this person. So, in my case, the strategy was, and this is probably where I learned it, was is this person drunk or not? If A, yes, then avoid completely. Do my own thing, avoid completely. If B, okay, proceed with caution. Wait for when the person does get drunk. So also not comfortable. But if A, disconnect, get out. And when I'm getting down to it, that is a strategy that I still employ under stress. These days, it has to be a lot of stress. Okay? But it makes me shut down. I turn off to the input, whatever it is. And that's black and white. So a measure of like how far beyond this I've gotten is how much can I hang in the discomfort, in the thing that I see as a threat or am overwhelmed by. How much can I stay in it? And my ability to do that now is way bigger, but man, in the past, shutdown was reached more quickly and with less stimulus, I would say. So more sensitive. So it has obviously impacted relationships. It's impacted my life, this way of seeing the world. It's taken a lot to kind of like try to get out of it. Alanon helped a lot to start to like break it up. It erodes trust so badly when a person is unpredictable like this. So deep trust is kind of like attacked. Agency, your sense of agency is attacked, is eroded, is not grown, because it seems like there's just this weird factor that has such a massive impact on like life that you can't really do anything about, and that the person doesn't seem to be able to do anything about. I mean, I can talk about these in other videos. Self-worth is hugely attacked on both sides. If only I were like worth more, if only I were somehow better, I don't know, then this person would be able to stop doing this. And on the other side, man, I am worthless. I can't stop doing this. Brutal, as I like to say. Brutal, it's a killer. I mean, it is an absolute killer. But I would say, and probably will say lots of times, that alcohol is just one freaking thing. It's just one way to do this. It's just one substance, one addiction of many. But since there is such a like infrastructure around recovering from it, namely AA, Alanon, spiritual ways of doing it, it is a really, really good opening to wake up. And for me, it played a huge role, a positive role, in getting me out. Just out of all the crap. Waking up. If it hadn't been for that, it would have either taken longer or not happened. But yeah, the black and white, it's almost like an inherent part of it, because you're either in one state or you're in the other state. and how you think about those two, how you react to those two. Just, it is inherent that there are these two separate ways, and the meld doesn't really happen. And that, I would say, is very damaging, or an unhealthy way to see the world, period. Because where the melding is where the reality is. In any case, rough stuff. I'll talk a lot about alcoholism, I'm sure, because in my life it's played a huge role. But if you're being impacted by this, I'm wishing you well here. Lots of love to you. And more to come.